Shout out to Nyce Kennels. It's your boy Warren MEEKS from the Frenchie quarters. We're coming to you live tonight, man. I'm gonna talk to you about some dog talk, and I'm also gonna tell you how to get in touch with me. Check me out on Instagram at _Frenchie quarters, and then also check me out on Facebook at Warren MEEKS. When you see this logo right here, you good. You in the building. Hey man, I'm just building with the brother, man, and I respect the fact that, he trying to open the doors for Rochester, man, and you can't do nothing but salute a dude who from your hometown, and he really trying to bring the heat. He trying to bring something that ain't nobody really done in the town, man. So I tip my hat off to my Frenchie quarters hat, of course. You know what I'm saying, to the boy Nyce. And just, I respect him trying to reach out to breeders, build bonds with breeders, and all that, man. And the good thing about it is that it's no hate involved, man. The dog world is full of hate, and from what I'm gathering, man, he just a brother, man, young brother trying to bring that love, trying to show the town some love and put us on the map. So salute, man. You know what I'm saying? Much respect, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. We're gonna build on this relationship, bro. Man, we offer the top quality dogs. We breed some of the top quality dogs with some of the top quality dogs across the nation, and that's what we offer. Right now, we got studs. I got a stud called Capital One right now, and I'm making a couple more studs. I got Enzo. I got my new stud on the low. He'll be out soon. We're gonna bring him out. That's big Papa. You know what I'm saying? He coming to the screen near you soon. This right here, this is my girl right here. She's something I snatched up last year. Her name Coco Melon. You go to the page, you'll see it. She carried Fluffy and she carried Isabella. She off that Mo Better blood, straight out of Atlanta, and bought her from a friend of mine, a good breeder friend of mine, Alicia Smith. And I couldn't pass on this new blood right here. What I'm gonna take it to is definitely on the hush. It's gonna come to y'all, man. Y'all just gotta hold up and wait, man. But this that real good blood, that Isabella and Fluffy, and the bloodline crazy. They gotta go to dog events to get themselves out there. You know what I'm saying? When I first started breeding, it was just local, me staying home, not really doing much. But if you got something that you proud of, you gotta put it on the stage. You gotta show it. So, I'm looking forward to showing it coming up soon. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to show it. Show them what we doing. I ain't going to hide it. I ain't going to keep it in the cut. I'm bringing it to the TV, live screen, every social media outlet. I want them to know when you think of dogs, when you think of quality dog structure, when you think of all of that, you're going to think of the Frenchie quarters. It was about some years ago, I was talking to my cousin, and we was talking dogs, and he was like, it's a place for you, you know what I'm saying? So we started, building upon that, I bought a dog, top of the line, I bought a Teddy line, which is out of Cali, Roman Empire Bullies, and, I bought the right dogs, and the camp was, my camp was nice off the rip, and, I give that thanks to my cousin, you know what I'm saying? And, that's when I realized that this was something that I wanted to do more and more. I started falling in love more so with the dogs and start falling in love with taking care of the dogs, making the dogs look great. Because it's not just about, just having dogs. You got to know how to take care of dogs, how to feed a dog, And ultimately, man, that's what make you a breeder, when you know how to take care of the dogs and really, and well litters too. You gotta get real real gritty. You gotta put that work in. I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It did change my life drastically. I mean, I know a lot of people, when they hear change your life, first thing they think is the money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody think money. But it changed my life because I had a 24-hour kids. You know what I'm saying? Like waking up every morning, feeding dogs, cleaning up dogs, cleaning kennels, cleaning all that. I mean, that's a drastic change in somebody's life. Ain't no just get up and go, you know what I mean? And whelping litters. If you know anything about whelping a litter in the Frenchies, you know, that's hands-on 24, that's all day, every day. You know, you feeding every 2 hours. So if that don't change your life, then I don't know what will. You're nobody without marketing and networking. You're absolutely nobody. I mean, that was one of the main things. When I got the call, it was like, we're gonna build, and we started building. I came and showed my face because I know in order to be successful in the dog game, you gotta market yourself and you gotta present yourself well. And you can't do it with no money. You gotta put money up. You gotta travel to shows. You gotta take pictures, quality pictures, not Photoshop, but you know, you gotta let them know that you're here. And you got to be willing to put that work in from a marketing standpoint. You got to know what to say. A lot of breeders, they don't even know what to say when they advertise and they're talking. They don't know color. They don't know DNA. They don't know real structure. None of that. So that piece right there is going to separate you from the rest. Just putting yourself out there, putting your camp out there, and having that patience to really to get yourself in a good place. Everybody got their own way. A lot of people, they choose it based on the smallest dog. You know, me personally, that's how I chose my dogs in the beginning. Now it's a mixture. It's the size. It's the DNA. It's the structure. It has to have a lot of features that I really like in order for me to pick and choose the dog. And there's some dogs that I pick and choose not because I like all the features, just because I know what I can do with it. Just because I know that I could take the time and really put that dog and match that dog with the right dog. You know, but that comes with me learning from people in the game who taught me to have an eye. And that's one thing all breeders don't have, is that eye. You gotta have that eye in order for you to know what dog to match another dog with. And that's how I pick my dogs, based on what I'm trying to produce. Tube feed or bottle feed? I'm a tube feed. That bottle feed stuff really it's okay, but it depends on the dog, you know what I mean? If you don't automatically go to tube feeding though. You want to go to bottle feeding. It depends on the situation. It's not just like I go to tube feeding or I go to bottle feeding. I mean, it got to be something that push you to go first to the bottle, and then ultimately, if you end up, you're going to end up tube feeding. If the mother ain't producing enough milk or whatever, you're going to end up tube feeding. I mean, as it relates to whelping, I say number one, of course, you need an incubator, you need an oxygen tank, you're gonna need a whelping box, and you know, those whelping boxes, that's gonna come a little later in the game, you know, depending on your setup, however your setup is. Some people go from the box from the beginning, they got the heat lamps in there, but I go with the incubator, so I don't really do the heat lamps until later on. I do leave, inside of the whelping box, I do leave a heated lamp in there just in case, so the puppies will be warm. I got heating pads that I also keep in there. I got a nice size whelping box, so I think it's important, just in case the puppies get cold. For the mom, you really gotta have gloves, wipes. I keep wipes on deck. You know, you keep temperature monitors, because one thing you gotta know with the Frenchies, you can't just feed a dog, you know, under like 96. You can't do that. They gotta be above that in order to eat. Otherwise, they could die on you. So it's important. You know, you check temperatures. You look for fading puppies. You pay attention to what's going on. You gotta have certain things for the dogs in the whelping process. You know, gloves, of course. I said. You're gonna need pads. You're gonna need plenty of pads, because they're gonna let it go everywhere they can. So you're gonna have to have all of that. And most importantly, when it comes to the mom, man, you know, you gotta make sure you watching the mom, taking them, looking out for the mom, man, you know, wiping it down, making sure she's clean. A lot of people, you take your dogs outside, that's why the wipes come in handy. You gotta wipe their feet down, wipe their stomachs down. You don't just feed them, you know, and just fresh out coming from outside. You got puppies that they gotta take care of, wipe off their nipples on every feeding. And then there's a couple other things like you gotta have a scale. Because in order for you, and a piece of paper and a pen to keep the weights, because with Frenchies, you gotta make sure you know that the puppies is growing. And the only way you gonna know that, you gotta weigh those puppies every day. Couple times a day. Real breeders, they'll weigh them like 2 or 3 times a day, because they wanna make sure their puppies is growing. If your puppies ain't growing, then you know your puppies is going backwards. So you know you wanna weigh them, you wanna have all that out there, and you wanna just make sure you're paying attention to the mom and paying attention to the dogs and making sure that they eating good, you know what I mean, as well. And you know, that's really about it though when it comes to that, man. You just gotta pay attention to what's going on and make sure that you recognize what the mother and the pup's doing. I mean, when you talk about faded pups, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's something that, you know what I mean, when you dealing with dogs and you dealing with fading pups, man, it's the scariest point in your life. But you gotta have a lot of stuff for that, man. And you know, everybody got to each their own, you know, but you know, it's certain things you're gonna need on deck when it comes to fading pups. You wanna have a little beef liver, you wanna have some clabber mice. One key thing, man, I tell every breeder, man, if you breeding and you got pups and you got dogs, and you gotta have some medicine. You gotta have a medicine closet. Like, I know everybody wanna run to the vet, but you definitely gotta have a medicine closet. You wanna be able to, you know, you wanna have some K syrup. And I use Manuka honey. I'm jive, like throwing all my stuff out there on the table. But these are the things that you do with fading puppies. Also, you definitely gotta monitor them heavy. You gotta check temperatures all the time, and you gotta keep them under that heat, because they can, you know. And you gotta make sure, like, one powerful tool too that you gotta have too is that you gotta make sure you got the aspirator machine, so that, you know, you can suck out any milk or anything that goes down the wrong way, any fluids. So with a fading puppy, you gotta be really on your job, on your P's and Q's, man. You gotta be ready, and sometimes you ain't gonna get no sleep on a fading puppy. Make sure you wanna hop in the game. I mean, everybody wanna breed, because even myself, I'm gonna keep it 100. You know what I mean? When I first came in the game, it was like, yo, I wanna get to this bread. I mean, my cousin, man, respect to him, man. He's a legend. You know what I'm saying? I can't, you know what I mean? He was getting big money. He still is getting big money off the dogs, but the reality is that I remember my first, no, not my first, but like a couple litters afterwards, right? I'm talking, I had it, top of the line stuff. Guess what? It was 7 pups, only 3 survived. They died. It's not all about the money, man. You gotta have a heart to stomach this, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, is that if you coming in thinking, oh, I'm about to take my taxes, I'm about to flip them, nah, bro, it's a lot of work that come with this. So I'm trying to tell you, like, you're gonna have to take care of the dog like it's a child. You're gonna have to make sure the dog is good. You're gonna have to pay attention to the dog. You gotta make sure they're eating. It's just so much that come with it that you don't, it's so many people that start with one dog and they give that dog away. So it's not peaches and cream. I just want you to have a realistic point of view. I'm not the breeder that's gonna try to run breeders off, but I'm gonna let you know what time it is. And if you really got the stomach this, and you can get down in the trenches with this, you know what I'm saying? Like losing pups, that's one thing you're gonna learn. When you start loving dogs, man, and you lose pups, if that don't affect you, then you really need to fold it up, because it's going to affect a real breeder. It's not about losing so much the money. Some people count the chips, but it's everything involved. It's your time, it's your energy, and then it's your dogs. Like, you lost your dog. Like, your goal is to create better dogs. So for no breeders, man, people trying to come into the game, just because your man popping or your family member popping, it ain't easy, bro. It ain't easy. I treat my customers like top of the line. You're nothing without them. Like, let's just be real. You got no customers, you got dogs. So straight up, customer service is everything. And I'm not saying it's a situation where the customer's right, but every dog that I sell, You know what I mean? If it's not just a straight sell with paperwork and everything, you know, I make sure I got all the details lined up, man. I treat my customers great because I realize, though, the word of mouth travel. I got people that have bought 2 or 3 dogs from me, so I know how important it is to treat them good. And I'm always willing to bend over a little bit, like, you know, go over, like, and I don't need bend over, pause, like, but what I'm saying is, like, go the extra mile for my customer, because these are the people that's actually believing in me. When I think of the Frenchie quarters, right, ain't no Frenchie quarters without no customers. I ain't gonna be nobody if people ain't checking for me. I done sold dogs a couple spots all over the country, a lot of dogs I done sold local, but the thing is that even people local, when they call me, reach out to me 6 months, a year, like, you know, there's people that reached out to me, I sold a dog a year and a half ago, and guess what? I'm gonna answer their call, I'm gonna answer their question, and if I can help them in any shape, form, or fashion, I'm gonna do so. I'm about to give up a little bit of the secrets. I feed them both. I feed them 70-30, and you know what I mean, I do a little bit of both. But let me explain that a little bit though. I don't feed garbage. Like, I don't feed garbage. Like, that's why I said, getting into this, I spent $100 on a bag of dog food. And I ain't really gonna put out there what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? That's my business, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you on my camp or if you buying a dog from me, I'm gonna tell you what I like to feed and what I like to do, you know what I'm saying, with my dogs, as far as feeding wise. But I try and give my dogs the best of the best, man. I don't want them just like eating anything, you know, I want them to eat just as human as possible. So I give them a little raw. I give them raw and I give them kibble as well. And sometimes I mix it up, you know, give them little fruits and, you know, little stuff, you know, blueberries and stuff like that, because they need that stuff, you know, in their diet. I'm pre-COVID, just like a little bit, you know what I mean, a little bit before. So I say about 3.5, 4 years, something like that, you know what I mean, and yeah. Okay, and that's a good question. So choosing a stud, it's all based on 2 things, right? A, in the Frenchie world, hitting to the right stud and a popular stud is important. And some people gonna say, well, you don't gotta hit to the popular stud and da-da-da-da. But if he popping, he making top 30, he making top 50 lists, and he got a wave out there, everybody talking about him, for you not to hit to him is foolish. Like, you gonna, let's say I spend 10 grand going to a stud and you spend 5, my puppies is worth double the amount your puppies is worth. You know what I'm saying? So I add value, I look for that. And it's not always about spending the top bread. You know what I mean? Money don't guarantee you that you're gonna get the money back. But I look at a lot of different things when I'm picking a stud. But the number one thing that I look at when I'm picking a stud, I look at my female. My female tells me what stud I need. My female, because one thing about people, they don't want to admit the fact that's real. Like, everybody want their dogs to be perfect. Like, I'm sitting up here with a dog right here, right? She crazy, DNA, everything, but there's some things about her that I gotta fix, some things I gotta correct, some things I gotta add to her. Like, I may want to give her a bigger dome, and she fire, Coco Melon fire. Like, I'm telling you, she look good in person, she this big, you know what I'm saying? But the reality of it is, it's things that I'm looking for. Like, I'm not gonna go with a dog that this long and hit her to that, because she carry fluffy. Nah, the dog gotta be just as short, because I'm looking for something short, compact, and it's not, like I said, it's not all about the money, it's all about what my dog need. I got some dogs, they legs too long. I gotta shorten them legs up. How you do it? You gotta find the right dog, and you gotta look at the puppies he been producing. You gotta look for that. You gotta say, oh, he producing dogs with short legs. He chopping the legs on this dog. Or dog, look, he spitting his head. That's the dog you wanna go to, because you need to spit the head. Then you got some dogs, you know what I'm saying? This dog ain't got no tail. Be careful with that, because sometimes they clip them. A lot of these dogs, they throwing freaking guns. I'm just, you know, they throwing long tails, but you know, you gotta look for that. You gotta make sure the dog ain't throwing tails. Then you got body, you know what I'm saying? You got the dogs that's built up here, and then they slim in like this. You just gotta know what you breeding for and paying attention to what your dog need. And that's really how I breed. Number one, I breed for what I know my dog need. Right now, I got a stud Capital One. He a lilac and tan Merle. He carry Isabella. He off a lock stock, sumo blood mixed all in. He's a super crazy producer. Nice dog, good head, good structure on him. You know, he sit low to the ground. Nice dog. Check my page. You can check him out. Then I got a lilac trindle, fluffy carrier. He offer he offered the litter I had with my girl Brooklyn off of the boy wake up baby, off of the boy Chop Suey. He nice. I got him, and then I got Big Papa, who is a nice stud. He's like a fawn Isabella carrier, and he up and coming too. You know what I'm saying? And, coming to a stage near you real soon. And then I got some secrets. You know what I'm saying? Catch up. I got something for you coming. And I'm gonna probably 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna bring the heat. You know what that means? I'm gonna probably bring it out at the show. You know, August 13th at the Armory, man, with my boy Nyce. I'm gonna probably bring the heat and bring something out. You know what I'm saying? And just know, man, it's gonna be hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. I'm not playing with you. I'm telling you, when I tell you about the closet, what I got in the cut, shh, it's coming. I may bring it out then. Oh, bro, listen, no PG, no hit to my studs. Period, point blank. I don't do that. I don't do that guessing. I'm not about to hit your dog 1,000,000 times. I'm not about to go with the guesstimation. PGs is super important. Like it's, to me, when it comes to breeding, nothing's more important than the progesterone test. And that's what the PG means, is the progesterone test. It tells you the numbers of your dog, and it tells you when the dog has potentially more than likely ovulated. And that's something that really, if you breeding and you ain't doing no PG testing, when you get 2 puppies, when you get 3 puppies, or when you get 1 puppy, or when you get no puppies, that's because you did a bad job at making sure, and you skipping over crumbs, man. Like the first PG test, I think is like $160, and everyone after that's like 85. You skipping over crumbs, and then you locked into a stud that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. That makes no sense. You gotta do your progesterones, your PGs, man. You gotta make sure your dog is in the best position so that you don't waste money.